Hello and welcome to Retro Zord Review, episode number 13. If you're watching this at the day of release, you might be like, wait, what happened to episode number 11 and 12? Well, my Shogun Megazord is at Shadow Wizards at the moment for painting, so yeah, I can't show off the Shogun Zords at this point in time. The toys I got are European toys, German to be exact, and the European and the American toys back in the day when they came out. Bandai decided to change the white Shogun Megazord, the white Shogun Zord, sorry, for pink for whatever reason. There was stickers with power bolts on there. The chest emblem on the Megazord, the kanji, got changed for power bolts, so that gets corrected for my version. So I showed that off when that Megazord is back. And the battle borks are a similar deal. They click very good together, if you want to tell it like that. They are similar to the Shogun Zords. That has a big reason. They're the Zords. The battle borks are the Zords of the Alien Rangers, and they Power Rangers lore-wise, the Zords are given to the Alien Rangers from Ninja, and they have a similar origin. And well, if you know Kaku Ranger, which is the Japanese footage where that season is based on, well, that explains a lot more why those Zords look that similar. Speaking of similarities and changes, I brought along Rocky from MMPR, or Jason, depends on what you prefer. When you go season 3, it's Rocky, and we have Tommy from season 4 from Zeo, and a cog. Because story-wise, a little history lesson for those who are just interested in, I never seen this before, what is that? For people who know Power Rangers, this is nothing new. We had a suit change for the first time after 3 seasons. And I'm honest, I didn't like that at first. As I was younger, I was like, I don't like that. I was like, what were they, like 12 or so? Or 12 years old. And I was like, I want to keep my suits. I want to keep that stuff I know. As I grew up, I grew older, that changed a lot. And I'm like, as I seen the Zords on Zeo, I was all hooked. But at first I seen a clip with like an advertisement at the end of coming up next after Power Rangers season 3 that we have Zeo, and this is all new, and I'm like, oh, I don't like. But that changed a lot with the Zords, and yeah, I mean the cast is basically a lot of the same what we are. They changed that, but in the background, if you want to understand Power Rangers, for people who are new to Power Rangers, maybe didn't know, I kind of feel dumb when I always tell this, but Power Rangers is based on Super Sentai, on Japanese stuff, and they just ran out of footage, so they had to do something else and adapted another season, which was O-Ranger for Power Rangers Zeo. So that changed a lot, and instead of sticking with the same suits and film OG footage again, what they did for season 2 and 3, they just decided to, yeah, well, let's take other suits and take more footage from Japan, and good, it's cheaper in production, of course. But for now, we go what we are here about, is the Zords, and well, as I said, I brought this around for just showing off what happened, and in the future we have Power Rangers Turbo, In Space, Lost Galaxy ongoing, and suits will change as well. That's the thing. In anniversary episodes, all the Rangers come back, which is nice. I love crossovers and stuff like that. So, but now focus on the Zords, Krytos. That's important. That's why people are here. The Zords are based on mythological entities. I would say animals, but those 3 animals, this is not an animal, at least not in my book. Zeo Zord 1 is from Catherine from the Pink Ranger. It's based on Maui, from a statue from the Easter Isles. Zeo Zord 2 is Tanya's. That thing is called Yugai. It's Japanese goddess or something. I don't know that mythological wise. I had to research that before I started recording, because I know those 4, but what's that? I always took it for granted. It's there and done. Zeo Zord 4 is the Taurus from Adam, and I skipped 3, sorry. that's the Sphinx, of course, and that's the Firebird. Taurus is basically like a Minotaur or something like that from Greek history. And they all form the Zeo Megazord, which exists in different installments. I will put in post as always some pictures here, because there's a Build-A-Figure Megazord version. So if you bought the Legacy Rangers from Bandai, you got a piece of each Ranger, each Zord was in there, and you form a Build-A-Figure Megazord. Mine is on the shelf there, but it's so far up and behind, if I try to get it out somewhere, I will kick over and the Rangers will fall over like dominoes, and I have to take a lot away. So I'll just take a picture afterwards from that, or I just drop something in that you know what I'm talking about. Something else which got released at the same time as those Deluxe Swords here is this. This is a playset. There are all 5 Zords existing. I only have this one. I might try to get the other ones, but they will be expensive at this point in time. They open up. Inside is a mini version of the Zord themselves again. I will show that a bit closer. And, well, as I said, it's a playset, it unfolds, it opens. I have a King Mondo somewhere, which belongs in here. So, and which is interesting, what is interesting about this playset, when you have all 5 of them, they combine actually and form a Megazord. Which is kind of cool. And, yeah, that's something where like, whoa. I just found that out like a while back when I was researching Zords and looking for stuff on eBay and seeing that, okay, I know there's more about that, but they combine. And also do not forget, there's a 12-inch Megazord version from Hasbro. It's supposed to be at first a Lightning Collection installment, but yeah, well, I guess it's not Lightning Collection. And it's basically a huge action figure like Megazord. I'm not a real big fan of it. It looks kind of okay. Some people hate it. I wouldn't go that far, but it's like, for me, it's like 70 euros when it came out first. And it would be way more expensive now because it's not really available anymore. So that's something where I say, nope. And the biggest thing which bothers me most are like the weapons which the Zord has. It has power helmets. All 5 Zords have different helmets. You might see this, it looks a bit... You can take this off. We do this for the transformation that I can show Zeo Megazord. I hope I don't break anything of an old toy. This has clips and this tends to break easy. And this is a battle helmet, so the Megazord has basically 5 different heads, if you want to like that. And those look a bit off on the Hasbro version of that. Oh yeah, also something, Zeozord 1 and 2, they have like a lever in the back, and they do this. So there's weapons, which you cannot lose, luckily. Mine suffer a bit from discoloration over the years, because of some sun, and my father was a heavy smoker, and the Zords got some smoke damage, so which is not so nice. So the Zeo Zords, this one is pretty, the front is a bit like, you know, here is like a cable in there, if you want to call it like this. It's just, yeah, it's cloth, it's golden. The Japanese one is more shiny. It's actually a chain which needs to be. I think they thought people in Europe or the US were like not capable of handling this, or for whatever reason can close this, because the Zeozords, the 3 and the 4, they pull these. You can attach them. Here are like pegs in there. Sorry, I didn't want to. You just go here and here, and you basically they get dragged. If you watch the show, if the Rangers call the Zords, you see that, So that's something which the toy can do as well. And there's another installment I almost forgot. That's from the Retrofire line from Bandai, which is I guess 7 or 8 inch toy, which is a bit more stylized and sleek, which is just like an, as I said, 7 or 8 inch figure, like which goes as a like size-wise good for like with Rangers, and I guess this would fit perfectly with the Lightning Collection Deluxe monsters size-wise. Come on, okay. For transformation, you have helmets off. If you have the helmets, of course, then you have a flap which you turn. Then Zeo Zord 1, Zeo Zord 2, similar deal. Helmet off. This is an old toy, so if you have that, be careful that you don't break the clips. This one has the similar deal with the button, but you rotate the cannons here if you want to display them. And you rotate this. And I need to make some room, sorry. You are in the way, my friends. So this is basically where those go. If you don't, which is nice, if you don't need those and you don't want to lose it, you have this on the back and you could attach the helmets here. Come on. No? Oh. I'm stupid. No, other way around. Sorry. You can't attach those. I thought you could do that. But it looks like it can. Oh yes, it can. Why doesn't this work? Oh, because because I'm stupid. Because this is old and I'm afraid to break it. Well, if I break it, I break it on cam. It should be doable with Zeo Zord 1 as well, but I'm too afraid to break these old connectors. But as you can see, this is doable with the 2. You can have those on the back of the Megazord. I think it is also in this. I have to still have my instructions lying around in storage. So Zeo Zord number 4 actually has his own helmet as well. A bit dirty here, which you can take off. I will show that in a moment. I hope this video doesn't get too long, but well, it's a lot to show. You have the tail for this guy that you just flip this over. The tail goes in, and you have this yellow clips here, which you in, and then you push it until it clicks, and he shrunk down a bit, and then you just slide this in. Then you have the wings, where you have the helmet basically here on the back. If you open up the legs, you have it easier to get the helmet off. This goes out. It's nice. I like it when you can store everything on the Zord. The tail just goes over, and the front piece here, I don't know how to. This top part, this black part, this moves on like an angle of 45 degrees, and then you have the front feet, they flip back. It's all like, I like it when you actually rotate, and well, the arms do that, rotate and click, and instead of like taking everything apart. Newer Zords are mostly like take this off, this off, this off, and reassemble differently, which is okay, but I like this when you have to actually puzzle a bit. So, and if you do this, you're only missing the Firebird, which is the 5th range sword. So the main helmet, Zeo Zord 5, the power helmet, is this one. On the back, you take that off, and you actually have your. It's very hard to show that on cam, and then here you have a flap which unfolds, and you rotate this part, and the feet, they rotate inwards, so inwards and up, I guess. Yeah, didn't done this in a while. You have it's damn it. Wait, first the head, then the feet. I'm always confused how I do that, because I don't wanna break stuff. No? Come on, dude. Don't do this to me on cam. Oh yeah, because I'm dumb. You have to rotate the feet backwards. That's my bad. Sorry. So you have the feet like you have to rotate the back of the feet, and you actually this guy goes in here. It's a bit dusty. And here's a back piece where you actually can store stuff again. So this, for example, would be nice. As I said, you can store everything on the Zords, which I really like. And what you only is missing is the helmet, which clicks in place. And of course you have the power sword, the version of the power sword, the Zeo sword in this place. Given this in hand. Because of the transformation, this is a bit posable, the arms a bit more. Most of the Zords are bricks, so, but let's give this guy a spin, and yeah, so that's basically the Zeo Megazord. Design wise, I really love this guy. Come on, you can open your mouth a bit. It's shiny with the chrome gold here, and I have this on the back just to show you that it's possible. I switched that out in a moment. So these swords are really stylized and cool. This is one of the first swords after the OG Megazord I really liked. One thing which is important, if you compare this with Japan stuff, Japan is always a bit more fancy, because the sword in Japan this is like a bit darker, plastier gold. Japan is more chromey, like this part here, and also the blade is more chrome, like Japan has, as I said, they had chains instead of like that cloth thing we have. Colors are a bit brighter. This the front, well, the front piece is good. This is all the stuff which is like a bit more like grayish, or like a bit more darker, rubbery plastic stuff. This is also chromey in Japan. I mean, yeah. You will see that when I bring up some future toys, which are Japan toys. So yeah. Let's skip this. So this is how this Zord mainly looks with this helmet on. It's the power helmet number 5. So we go in reverse this time. So I take you off. When it changes to helmet number 4, the Zord basically has no crotch piece. So we have this one here. I will, before yaYsPllw flips, I will do a spin by hand, which is a bit faster than the turntable on its own. That you can see here with the... Each helmet has a separate power. They didn't use it that much. They showed it up in one episode against a rocket star monster, and I guess they used it afterwards a bit. I don't really remember. I didn't watch Zeo that often in the past, but they really didn't use it that much. Here's pyramid power with this one, with number 3, which also fits really good. The design is everything. It's like it just fits together. So I just give it a spin by hand. So, and then we have the helmet number 2, which is rocket power, as I remember that right. So he could fly when he has this. This is also small cannons, but it was like, which is ridiculous. You have like rockets and they go off with this, which is basically bull. If you, but it's like, it's fantasy, it's science fiction. You never ask, but I mean, you have gigantic robots fighting monsters, so you don't really go that far with realism. I mean, some realism is nice and should be, but at some point you don't ask stuff. Nowadays you ask more than in the past, and here we have cannon power with Zeo power helmet number 1. So basically, yeah. And because this is like a lot to show, this is actually a longer video again. Sorry for that. I hope I didn't take too much of your time. But this is what you get when you buy the Zeo Megazord, if you can get it still. I hope for a good price if you're after that one. Definitely worth getting this sword. I would recommend, if you don't store anything, this flap goes up. It's better if than down. Save some space on the shelf in the back. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If that's the case, we will see us on the next one, which is the Red Battle Sword from Zeo Ranger number 5. Then, as always, Red Resort review airs on a Saturday, round about like 9 o'clock, my time, Germany time. So feel free to check that out and check out the playlist for older videos, older Zord reviews you might miss at this point. So till next time, stay safe.